I was laying in my bed, then that's when I felt the pressure of something or someone in my bed behind me. I felt the pressure of someone's hand underneath my neck. I thought I was dreaming, but when I realized that I wasn't dreaming is that when he pulled my head up, he actually pulled my hair up by the root of my hair, and he had the knife up under my neck. I sat up and I just tried to talk to the person, to say, what do you need? What do you want? And they said, well, get up. Screaming was not going to help because upstairs was the 2 apartments. One was empty and I occupied the 2nd apartment. The door was open to the apartment downstairs. He told him, he said, help me get her in here. That's when I realized who this is. I realized this is her son. Some days when I would come home, I may see him standing on the front porch. I didn't know his name because I didn't know him. I just recognized his face. And I told him, I said, I'm not going in her apartment. He said, it don't matter because she's not there no way. I had to take off everything. I had to get naked. And I'm 7.5 months pregnant. I felt so humiliated. And now I'm naked. He tells the other guy to go and get a blanket. So he lays down a blanket, and then that's when he ended up raping me. I was telling him, stop, no, don't do this. And then he told me, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna end up killing you with that knife I got. I just couldn't do nothing but be quiet, because if not, he was gonna kill me. And so the other guy kept walking back and forth, and so after he got done, then that's when he told the other guy to come in, and he ended up raping me as well. I didn't know if I was going to live through this. I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I could not even imagine. I won't even see my twins. I'm pregnant with twin daughters, twin girls. I will never see them. When he left out the bathroom, then that's when I started putting my fingerprints on the walls. I'm realizing if I don't make it out of here, at least someone would know that my fingerprints were here and that I was in this apartment. I started getting nervous because I didn't know if he was gonna complain about me being in the bathroom too long, so then I came out of the bathroom. He said, we're gonna go outside, and I want you to go to your truck like you normally do. When he told me that, I was thinking, they've been watching me. So I'm in the back seat now, and the guy with the knife, he walked around to the driver's side. He pulled off real fast. He said, okay, we're gonna let you go. Go ahead, take 2 steps that way. I did not want to take 2 steps in front of him. I end up just taking off running in the opposite direction of where he told me to go. I'm running for my life. I'm running, and I'm trying to run as fast as I could. I could hear the other guy, he was saying, catch that bitch, catch that bitch. Next thing I knew, he ended up grabbing me from behind, and then I fell on my stomach. I had my hands in front of my face, and I had my hand in front of my neck. And he said, move your hand so I can leave my mark. Move your hand so I can leave my mark. And I was like, no, what mark? What mark? What mark? What are you doing? What are you talking about? Move your hand so I can leave my mark. And at that point, I felt the sharp knife cut my throat. He cut, the first cut is right up under my neck. It's going straight across. When he cut me the first time, then that's when my baby kicked. I felt her move. She kicked on the left. She was on the left, and she kicked. And then he lifted my head up, and then that's when he cut me the second time. And that's when that cut is at an angle. I actually started, I had to act like I was dying. I was gasping for air. I was breathing real hard, and I was just choking, and I just kept choking. And then I started making my body jump off the ground. I started jerking. I started moving. I started shaking real hard. I started making gurgling noises as if it was the last breath I had. And it took so much strength out of me just to act like I was dying. And I could hear the footsteps, I heard the footsteps running away. When I stood up, I looked down at my shirt just one time, and I saw all the blood. My entire shirt was filled with blood. And I told myself, stay calm, get help. Stay calm, get help. And once I got at least 3 or 4 houses down, I climbed that fence. I came over the fence. I came from behind the house. And then I started knocking on the door. And then I thought, no, you need help now. So I started knocking on the picture window. So I heard someone come to the door and they said, yes, how may I help you? I said, my name is Sharitha. I'm 7.5 months pregnant. I've been raped. My throat is cut twice. Could you please call 911? After I got to the hospital, they did tests where they realized when he cut my neck, cut my throat, he cut it very close to my jugular vein, but he missed my jugular vein by just a little bit. I gave them my license plates number. I gave them the description of the individuals, and I told the police officer it is the lady's son who lived downstairs below me. Within an hour of me arriving at the hospital, the police officer that was by my side, my bedside, he informed me they caught them driving my vehicle. When I was in the hospital and the detective came back to interview me is when I realized that they had been going into my apartment when I was not at home. And that's when I asked the detective, who are they? What are their names? And that's when they shared with me their names, Zanzibar Johnson and Curtis Jenkins. Zanzibar Johnson was the individual who had cut my throat. He was sentenced to 30 to 50 years. And Curtis Jenkins, he was sentenced to 25 to 50 years. So they are serving time in the state of Michigan Department of Corrections. I don't think there would be one thing that I would change, because if I would change one thing, then maybe I would not be here. My daughters would not be alive. I survived because I wanted to see my daughters to be alive. I wanted my daughters to live. I wanted to live. I had that will of God to stay alive. I had to do whatever it took to stay alive. So I survived.